Hello everyone and welcome to a new reading vlog. It has been a hot minute since I filmed a reading vlog, you guys. I've been in a really weird slump these past few weeks where I just haven't really wanted to read anything. So as of my May TBR, I haven't finished a single book off of that stack yet, and I'm looking this way because my stack is there. I have read two books, which were The Ruin of Kings and The Decagon House Murders. I won't go too much into those though because I've already read them and they will be in my wrap up. However, I still haven't filmed my April wrap up and it's the 30th of May today. So I really need to do that. But yeah, in terms of my actual set May TBR, the only book that I've started is Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. I've currently got about 5 hours left of the audiobook, I think, and I would love to actually finish that one off in May, so I definitely think I'm gonna have to pick that up at some point today. I do have a gym class later on which I will need to drive to and from, so I will definitely have a chance to listen to it then. However, I have decided that today, because if you couldn't tell by the state of me and the vest situation that we've got going on here, it is currently boiling, you guys. The sun is out, we're going into June, and it definitely feels like summer is starting. And I have already been out in the garden this morning. I don't know if I am red, I feel like I am, so that's why I've decided to come in, have a little break from the sun and start the vlog, because my plan is to finish Before They Are Hanged, of course, but I might not finish that until tomorrow, and then I do hopefully want to start and finish Frozen Tides, which is the 4th Fallen Kingdom books, by tomorrow as well. Now that is being very ambitious, but I do have a few hours left of the day. It's currently about 12 o'clock, so I'm gonna go downstairs in a minute, have some food. I think I'm gonna have some nachos because we had a barbecue yesterday, which I didn't film anything of. I was going to, and I was going to start this vlog yesterday, but I didn't film, sorry guys, but it was lovely, and I do have some picky kind of foodie bits left, which is definitely what I'm fancying. So I think I'm gonna have some nachos, and then afterwards I'm gonna sit down and start this book. For those of you who don't know, as I mentioned, this is the 4th Fallen Kingdoms book. I have been reading the Fallen Kingdoms series for a few months now, and I have just fallen in love with these books. They are definitely not the best written books ever, but they just take me back to how I felt reading the classic YA books when I was younger, such as the Mortal Instruments series, the Throne of Glass series, even the Hunger Games, I'd say, because the writing style is so similar. This was kind of published in the same time as those books as well. It's just, I am very late to the bandwagon with this one. But even though the writing is a little bit simplistic, even though the romances are really annoying, I'm loving this book. I love the plot, I love the politics behind it, and I do actually really like the characters as well. So in this series, we are following our 4 main characters, Cleo, Magnus, Lucia and Jonas, as they are swept into an oncoming war. Now, they are all part of different families living in different parts of the kingdom. The kingdom is split into 3 different countries, where one of them is flourishing and the other 2 are really not. They are starting to struggle and they're getting more and more jealous of the prospering country, and so of course they decide to try and overthrow the ruler and take the country for themselves. As I mentioned, our 4 main characters are kind of entangled in that, and they do have to make some morally difficult decisions that will either aid in the war efforts or stand against it. And of course we have a lot of drama that comes alongside that. We have a lot of political issues, as I mentioned, and as well as that we do also have the element of magic in here. Now, magic is called Elementia. It's made up of the 4 main elements, which are water, fire, earth and air, and for centuries now there has been a prophecy saying that a sorceress will soon be born and she will be able to harness the power of these 4 magical elements. This hasn't been done for centuries, and the immortal beings who live separately to the mortals are starting to find that their immortality isn't as set in stone as they thought, and they really do need the sorceress to emerge in order to find the kindred, which is the source of their magic, and restore magic to their world. So we do have 2 different wars in a way going on. We have a war for the land of this kingdom, and then we also have a war for magic, and a lot of the key players in here do want to have both. And so yeah, we follow the journey of our 4 main characters throughout this series as the war goes on and as the search for the sorceress and the magic source go on as well. I will just say I'm not quite sure whether this book is going to kind of hit the vibe for me today, because this is called Frozen Tides, and by the looks of it, it is featuring a lot of snow, which, as I've mentioned, we are having a heat wave this week. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. Maybe I will start reading it, see how I get on. If I don't fancy it, I will possibly pick up another book and then read this one more towards night time. But as I mentioned, I would love to read this one today because I've just been putting it off. I knew that I would love it and fly through it, but my slump has just been really weird. I just haven't been prioritizing reading. I haven't been wanting to read, to be honest with you guys, and so I have kind of stayed away from it. I've been listening to more podcasts on my commute rather than audiobooks, and in my spare time I have just been watching shows. So yeah, I do want to prioritize reading. Once the sun's out for me, I just want to be out in the garden reading. So that is why I decided to start this vlog, because I feel like this week I'm going to actually read quite a bit. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be honest with you, because I do have a pretty jam-packed week, and as I mentioned, if I start reading a lot of books I might have to split it up because otherwise it's just going to get way too long. But for now the plan is to sit outside and start Frozen Tides. I will of course update you guys once I have a few more thoughts, but I definitely need to take a little bit of a longer break from sitting outside. The more I'm staring at myself, the more I can tell that I have gone a bit red, so I need to put on another layer of sun cream and make sure that my skin is protected, because I can sit out in the sun all day, guys. I'm such a sun baby, but I do tend to forget to put on sun cream when I need it because the time just passes for me, and once I start reading I kind of lose myself in it, and then I don't realise I've been sat out in the blazing sun for hours, and yeah, that's when I turn into a lobster. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I do actually have Before We Are Hanged here, or Before They Are Hanged, I can never remember, Before They Are Hanged here as well. So I am currently on page 340. I'm over halfway, I've got that much to go, and again, I'm really enjoying this one. I can't really tell you guys too much about this one in particular. It is an adult grimdark high fantasy book. I'm reading it as part of the Catch Up Book Club, which is hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books. This is the second book. It's an expansive series, but we are currently tackling the first trilogy, which is the First Law trilogy. Read the first book, absolutely loved it. Started the second book, and yeah, I'm flying through it now, and I definitely feel like at the start I wasn't as connected, but now that I'm further into it and now that a lot more things are happening, I am enjoying this one a lot more, and I'm really intrigued to see where our characters go and what actually happens, because there are so many different plot points in this that I don't actually know what the end goal is going to be. Again, this is also a political fantasy. We have two wars going on at the same time too, so I don't know if that's going to confuse me actually. Hopefully not, because it does sound similar to the plot of this book and the style of that book. But I have just been listening to this when I can. I cleaned the house a bit yesterday, did some weeding, and so I got through a good chunk of this book, and as I mentioned, hopefully I will do the same tonight as well. But yeah, I can't really describe this to you. It is the second book in a series, and in the first book nothing really happened, so I'll save you guys some time. I won't go into it too much, but really enjoying it. Hopefully I can carry on with it, but my main priority today is going to be Frozen Tides. So I'm gonna stop rambling now, and I'm going to sort myself out before going back into the garden to do some more reading. Hi guys, sorry for the awful lighting. I am just filming a quick little clip for you because I haven't filmed anything these last 2 days. On Tuesday I actually filmed a day in the life video, so everything I filmed that day was separate to this vlog, and then yesterday we were just so busy that I didn't pick up the camera, so I am sorry for that, but I do have some reading updates. So I did sit down the other day and start Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes. However, I only read 30 pages of this because, as I predicted, the vibes were just not the one for me that day. So I did in fact pick up The Outsiders by Michelle Paver. This is an ancient Greek inspired world in which our main character Hylas is being hunted down. Now, we don't actually know why to begin with. Obviously we find out as the story goes on. However, the story opens up with him and his sister being attacked, and they are both separated. Now, he doesn't know if she's alive or not, but his goal is of course to find her, and so this takes him on a quest across the hostile mountains and treacherous seas of ancient Greece, where he meets a dolphin companion who helps him along the way, and another girl as well. For those of you who don't know, Michelle Paver is one of my favourite authors. She wrote the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness series, which is the book series that got me into reading, so I was very excited to be finally picking this one up. Now, I have flown through this, you guys. I have almost finished it. I'm on page 263, and I think that there's only 290 pages yeah, just over 290 pages, so I don't have a lot to go until I finish this book. I was meant to finish it last night, but as I mentioned, we just got so busy that I couldn't. However, I do plan on doing so today, but as you can probably tell, I am a bit dressed up today because Tom and I are actually heading to Liverpool, which is mainly why I wanted to film this little clip, because I want to take you with me today. We are going there to see Disney 100 in concert, which is going to be a sort of orchestra concert with the Disney films playing in the background, is what I've gathered. I booked it a while ago, and yeah, today's the day that we are going, which will hopefully be really fun. But of course, that means that we are going into Liverpool. I'm actually driving, which is gonna be fun because I hate driving into cities and I've never driven into Liverpool before, but we've looked at the route. It looks okay, so cross fingers, it's gonna be fine. But I of course wanted to take you guys along with me because there is a very big Waterstones there, which I will probably be popping into, as well as a few other shops and probably some restaurants that we'll pop into as well. So that is why this clip is a little bit full on and rambly, because we really do need to go. It's 20 past 10. It's going to take me about 2 hours to drive there, which is not great, especially in this heat. But once we get there, I feel like we're just going to have the best time, and we are staying overnight as well, so there's no need to rush back tonight, which is lovely. I'm not sure how many clips I'll film of me actually talking because I'm still a little bit nervous and embarrassed doing that. But I will of course give you guys some b-roll. I will take you with me book shopping and yeah, I guess do a little spend the day with me again. But this is my outfit. You won't be able to see, but it is a play suit. I have a denim jacket on because apparently it is quite cold in Liverpool today. So I'm taking this just in case, but as I'm driving, I can leave it in the car if it is too hot. So yeah, that is the plan for today. Hopefully you enjoy following me along. Again, sorry for the gap in updates, but you know me by now. I am very unreliable with my vlog updates, but today is going to be a fun day full of filming for you guys, and yeah, I really hope you do enjoy it. 100, heading in to watch Disney 100 in concert in the M&S Bank Arena. It is beautiful. We've got the wheel there. I almost fell down the stairs. And we're being sent to a different place to queue because the queues are ridiculous. So I'll check back in probably tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hollywood Sound Orchestra and Band under the direction of Wilhelm Keitel. And that was the wonderful fantasy world of Marvel Portals.
Good morning guys, it is now the next day. Please excuse the state of me. I look a lot less glamorous than I did yesterday because I am just going to be driving home today. It's currently about 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and I honestly just want to get up and go. You guys know I've got a 2-hour drive ahead of me today, which is not the best, but I do like that we actually drove in yesterday. It was very, very stressful. And I didn't like it when I was actually driving, but as soon as I was here, it made it worth it, and I probably would drive here again. But yesterday was lovely, as you saw. I did go to Waterstones, and I did end up buying some books, which I will show you what they are when I get back home, because again, I just want to kind of go this morning. I don't want to faff around. So a book haul is coming probably in the next clip for you guys. As you saw, we also had some really good food. We had a lovely day down by the docks, and then we went up to Liverpool 1. And then at night, we did go to see Disney 100 in concert. Now, not gonna lie, Tom and I were very disappointed by this. The orchestra was fantastic, I cannot fault them at all, but the singers that they had in this concert really couldn't sing very well. There was one of them, and I can't remember her name, I think it was Charlie Byrne. Yeah, Charlie Byrne, so the one at the top here. She was fantastic. This guy was just a kind of background singer, so he wasn't the main one. But yeah, she was fantastic. Every single song that she sang was brilliant, but all the others missed their cues, mixed up their lines, or made up new words to the songs, and were just really flat. So it really did pull us out of the experience, considering how much I paid for tickets as well. I wasn't that impressed. So if you are planning on going, I would take those facts into consideration, because I did go on Twitter. I did find that a lot of people had the same views as me as well, and that it wasn't just me being a perfectionist, because Tom was like, is it because we've now watched so many West End shows that we're like being a bit pretentious with it? But it's really not. It was just not the best, and considering, as I mentioned, you paid for a concert with stars, it just wasn't amazing. So yeah, a bit of a letdown. I'm glad we came because we've had a lovely weekend. It was nice to see Disney in concert, but the singers just let it down for me. If it was just the orchestra and just Charlie, then maybe we would have had a better time with it. But yeah, unfortunately it wasn't the best, and I'm really hoping that they kind of rejig it a bit so that it is a little bit better. Right, Tom is just finishing up in the shower. I am just going to finish tidying up the room, and then we're gonna head straight off. Tom actually did suggest that we go to Cineworld on the way home to watch Into the Spider-Verse, the second one. So I think that's what we're gonna do as well. So again, I have a long day today, and I would like to film some videos. Haven't read any more of Outsiders, haven't listened to any more of Before They Are Hanged. So this reading vlog is turning into more of just a vlog, which I'm sorry for, but I hope that's fine with you guys. Right, for now, I'm gonna stop chatting, otherwise I will be here all day. And I'm gonna tidy up because I've just got a few bits thrown everywhere, get myself sorted, and then tackle the drive home. So I'll see you guys either at the cinema or once I've gotten home. Right guys, I have finally made it home. We did take a detour to the cinema on the way home, as I mentioned. We went to watch Into the Spider-Verse, the second one, which was really good. If you enjoyed the first one, you will definitely love this one as well. I will say that I thought it was a little bit long. It did drag at some points for me, but overall it was amazing, as I thought it would be. And I'm gutted that we're gonna have to wait a long time to get more from that franchise as well. But I'm here now because I do have some books to haul for you guys, which Kiwi is very interested in. She has definitely missed us, haven't you? And yeah, she just wants all the attention now. And she's being very nosy, as I've mentioned. So if you do see her, just ignore her please, but she is bound to have a sniff at every single book that I show you guys. She's licking the bag already, so this is definitely gonna be fun. Again, apologies for the awful lighting. I don't quite know what's going on in this room at the minute, but I can't put you directly in front of the window because of the glare from my glasses. So hopefully this is okay. I know it's it's a little bit darker, but we're just gonna have to go with it, I'm afraid. Right, where should I start? I think I'm gonna start with the most hyped book in this stack, which you will probably be able to guess what it is from the earlier footage. This book is everywhere at the minute, guys, and it's very hard to miss because of its bright yellow cover, and it is, of course, Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I actually picked this up the other day when I was in Waterstones. However, it was just the standard edition, and I decided to leave it because I did want to see if the Liverpool shop had the exclusive edition, and as you can tell by my face, they did. So I did manage to get the Waterstones exclusive edition of this book, which is so cool. So these are the sprayed edges. It's just black on both ends, and then in the middle, as you can see, it spells out Yellowface. And another cool element that I didn't notice before is that we have the eyes on there as well. I don't know if that's on every edition or just the Waterstones edition, but this is very cool, and I am glad that I waited to pick up this edition. I embarrassingly have no idea what this book is actually about. I've just seen it everywhere recently. Of course, R.F. Kuang is a very popular author known for the Poppy War series. I still haven't read those books. I know, please don't shout at me. I'm hoping to do so over the summer holidays, but again, I just got sucked into the hype for this one. I know R.F. Kuang is doing a lot of events at the minute as well, and so there is a lot of press surrounding it, and yeah, I just thought that I should pick it up, especially with this being such a stunning book. Apologies if anything looks different, guys. I did play around with the camera to see if I could find a better angle, but the glare from my glasses was driving me mad, so we are just going to stick with the current setup. But seeing as I don't know anything about this book, I am just going to read the synopsis. It says, Athena Liu is a literary darling and June Hayward is literally nobody. When Athena dies in a freak accident, June steals her unpublished manuscript and publishes it as her own under the ambiguous name Juniper Song. But as evidence threatens June's stolen success, she discovers exactly how far she will go to keep what she thinks she deserves. What happens next is entirely everyone else's fault. That just sounds amazing. You guys know how much I love a good mystery thriller, and from the reviews on the back, I think it's just going to be amazing. I feel like it'll definitely be worth the hype. I've only seen good reviews for this book, and that is essentially why I decided to pick it up. Hopefully I can read it this month. I would love to fit it in, but I have been in a weird slump recently, so we'll see what happens with that. And then as a little bonus, which I wasn't aware of, I actually got a tote bag with that book. So for every book that was purchased, you got a free tote bag. They didn't have any upstairs, but they kindly sent me downstairs, and the woman gave me this. It says, contains one hell of a story, and yeah, it's a very bright yellow tote bag, which I love. The next book I picked up was Psyche and Eros by Luna McNamara. I honestly, again, don't know anything about this book. I saw it as soon as I walked into the shop and just knew I had to have it because, if you couldn't tell, it is inspired by Greek mythology, and I love me a good Greek myth retelling. So I picked it up, read the synopsis, and I took it straight on over to the till. It also sounds like it's going to be more of a female empowerment sort of story as well, which again, I'm here for. It says, the god of love has finally met his match. Born into an era of heroes, a prophecy claims that Psyche, princess of Mycenae, will defeat a monster feared even by the gods themselves. Rebelling against society's traditions, she spends her youth mastering blade and bow, preparing to fulfill her destiny. But she is soon caught up in powers beyond her control when the jealous Aphrodite sends the god of desire, Eros, to deliver a fatal love curse. The last thing Eros wants is to become involved in the chaos of the mortal world, but when he is pricked by the very arrow intended for Psyche, he is doomed to love a woman who will be torn from him the moment their eyes meet. Thrown together by fate, headstrong Psyche and world-weary Eros will face challenges greater than they could have imagined, and as the Trojan War begins and the whole of the heavens try to keep them apart, will they find their way back to each other before it's too late? I feel like this is going to be a humorous take on the Greek myths, and again, I'm here for it. It's a beautiful book. There are a lot of good reviews on the back as well, and this is surprisingly one that I hadn't heard of, and so I'm very glad that I saw it there and decided to pick it up. And then the last three books that I bought are some that I'm going to group together and just show you guys quite quickly because they are some more Agatha Christie books, specifically basically books following Detective Hercule Poirot. Now, I do have a book unboxing video coming your way soon where I do unbox a few of these, and I've actually gotten up to 1-2 buckle my shoe at the minute, and then these 3 conveniently were the next 3 that I needed to add to my collection, and they were all there, so I decided it was a sign and picked them up. So first up we have Evil Under the Sun, then we have 5 Little Pigs, and lastly we have The Hollow. Now, I'm not going to give you a synopsis for all 3 of these because they're all murder mysteries in which Detective Hercule Poirot uses his little grey cells to try and solve the mystery. I love Agatha Christie's books so much, you guys. I have built myself quite the collection now, which I'm super proud of, and I am trying to read 1 Agatha Christie book a month, specifically from the Poirot detective novels at the minute, because I have read all of the Miss Marple books, absolutely love them, and yeah, now I have made it on to Detective Hercule Poirot books. So there we have it. These are all of the books that I bought during my trip to Liverpool. I love the Waterstones there, you guys. It's so much bigger than the Llandudno one and the Chester one, so I always have a really good time there. I could browse there for hours, honestly, but my time was cut short yesterday because we obviously had to get ready for the concert and we had to check into the hotel and everything like that. So I did just get these 5 books, but I'm so excited for each and every single one, and I am definitely going to try and prioritize the bottom 2. The Agatha Christie ones I won't get to for a while, but I will get to them eventually, and then the bottom 2 are some that I am just in the mood for right now, and if I don't fit them onto this month's TBR, then I will definitely fit them onto July's one. And then in terms of my reading, guys, I have finally finished The Outsiders by Michelle Paver, and I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm still not quite sure if it's middle grade or YA. Our main character in here is 12 years old, and it is quite a graphic story actually. If you're familiar with ancient Greece, there are a lot of sacrifices, and that is definitely the case in this book. As well as that, I do want to mention that there is a death of an animal literally in the first couple of pages. It broke me, I wasn't expecting it, and yeah, it just stuck with me throughout the whole book, and if I think about it too hard, it just makes me upset. So if you are an animal lover, please do just be aware. It's not mentioned in a lot of detail, but it does happen, and the character is trying to get over it. So definitely trigger warnings for that. There is of course a lot of violence in this book, but then again we also have really light-hearted and funny and wholesome moments, which I did really enjoy and appreciate. I think the reason that I enjoy Michelle Paver's book so much is because she actually has done so much research. She has been to so many different places in order to research her books. It is honestly insane. She's been to a few places in Greece in order to kind of get a feel of the atmosphere, the layout of the place and things like that, and obviously to get a grasp on the history. And in this one in particular, she focuses on the Bronze Age of ancient Greece, so it's kind of the period before the ancient Greece that we know about, where we have the gods and goddesses and the Trojan War and things like that. So it's definitely interesting to see another time period here. I really did enjoy it. The animal companion is fantastic. We do get the perspective of the dolphin in here as well, which is just the cutest thing. In Wolf Brother we get the perspective of a wolf, and of course in this one, as you can tell by the cover, a dolphin plays a very big part in this book, and I love that we get his perspective, though it is really sad at some points. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book, if you couldn't tell. It didn't blow me away like Wolf Brother did. However, I first read Wolf Brother when I was about 10 years old, and I think the fact that I read them so young is what makes them so nostalgic for me and what keeps me going back to them and rating them 5 stars. If I'd read this series when I was younger, they would probably all be 5 stars too. But reading them as an adult, I can still appreciate them. I love the writing, I love the historical elements in this, I love the animal companions, and all in all I felt like it was a really good story that kept me hooked and also kept me wanting more. So I definitely will be picking up the second book soon. Again, I don't know when, because I feel like my TBR is just crushing me right now, especially because I've been slower at reading recently. However, I'm just trying to kind of mood read a bit. If I do fancy picking up the second book, then I definitely will, but I do also have to be realistic and try and prioritize other books as well. So we'll see, maybe I'll get to it soon. Hopefully I do, because I don't want to wait too long in case I start to forget information and things like that. But this is such a good book, I would highly recommend it, and yeah, as I mentioned, I did give it 4 stars. As of now, I don't have any more reading updates for you. Tonight is going to be spent editing, and then tomorrow is my last day off before I go back to work, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of work prep tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of meal prepping, and I am just going to generally be quite busy doing the odd tasks. I am hoping though that I can read some more Frozen Tides before bed tonight, hopefully a bit tomorrow morning as well. It is such an easy book to fly through. I just need to make sure that I'm sitting down and giving it some time. And then Before They Are Hanged is one that, again, I think I can finish by tomorrow. I'm going to take Kiwi for a walk later on tonight once it's a bit cooler so I can listen to some more of the audiobook. And whilst I meal prep tomorrow, I will definitely get it finished. So I should, fingers crossed, finish 3 books this week, which would be fantastic. Not as much as I would normally read on a week off, but you know what? I'm so proud of myself because I have been slower at reading recently, and I can honestly say that I am enjoying every single book that I've featured in this vlog so far. So yeah, I probably won't update you guys now until I've finished probably Before They Are Hanged, and then I might talk about Frozen Tides quickly depending on how far through I am, but I feel like this vlog is going to be so long because I just can't shut up. So I am going to end this clip here. I'm going to check back in with you once I have some more updates, and once again I can only apologise for the chaos that is this vlog because I'm out of practice filming you guys, and yeah, my vlogs in general are just a bit chaotic anyway, so I do apologise. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and yeah, I can't wait to read some more of these books and share my thoughts on them with you guys soon. Right guys, I am finally here to close out this vlog because it has been a while since I last updated. I do just want to quickly apologise for the state of this vlog. It's definitely not a vlog that I'm the most proud of. I feel like it's been a bit chaotic and that I've just been everywhere, so I really do apologise for that, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. In terms of my reading, I don't really have many updates. I didn't finish Frozen Tides. I've actually DNF'd it for a few weeks now. I am planning to pick it back up, however I just haven't been in the right mind space to read this one, and I didn't want to force myself to read it and then end up not enjoying it. So I haven't read more of this one. I do plan on doing so, but for now I am just putting it to the side. And then I did finish Before They Are Hanged. I ended up giving that one 3 stars. I'm just not too sure on it, guys. It felt like nothing really happened. It felt like that whole book was a kind of wasted journey, and it was a little bit disappointing considering how much I did enjoy the first book. But I have now started the 3rd book in that series and I'm enjoying that one a lot more. So hopefully this was just a kind of 2nd book lull and that I do now finish this series off and enjoy it as a whole. But yeah, the 2nd book just wasn't great. I did enjoy seeing the characters interact with each other as they set off on a long journey, but as I mentioned, the journey was kind of pointless. And yeah, I feel like we had 600 pages worth of lead up just for it not to pay off at the end. So unfortunately it wasn't a favourite of mine. I am enjoying the 3rd one, as I mentioned, though. Had I not been reading it for the catch-up book club, I probably wouldn't have picked up the last book, but I'm glad that I have. I'm glad that I'm into the story again now and feeling a little bit better about the plot, and I will definitely let you guys know my overall thoughts on that book and the series as a whole in either another reading vlog or a wrap-up soon. So once again, sorry this vlog has been so rambly. I have wanted to keep this outro short because I know that it's a long vlog. I know that it's a bit all over the place, and yeah, I can only apologise, but I did want to share it with you because I did have an amazing weekend in Liverpool, and it definitely is nice to have something to look back on. So I can only apologise, but I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you did enjoy it, please, because I do just have doubts about it overall. If you have made it this far through into the video though and would like to let me know that you're still here, please go ahead and leave me an ice cream emoji down in the comments. One of my favourite clips from that Liverpool section is when Tom and I got ice cream. It was absolutely lovely, but it went everywhere, and yeah, it's just a really fun memory that I have of that day. So if you don't have anything in particular you would like to say, but you would like to let me know that you're still here, please go ahead and comment that now. As well as that, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. But that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!